Boxing fans, one of a few interesting fights tonight. This one being Terence Crawford versus Molina Jr. Interesting to say the least. While Molina was outclassed, Terence Crawford started off a little bit faster than usual, unleashing body shots, calculated headshots, and displaying large amounts of ring generalship. The bottom line is, Molina just didn't have any answer. Well, Molina attempted to lead the dance. He was unsuccessful and ended up following Terence Crawford throughout most of the fight. Terence Crawford didn't dance. He elected to strategically stick and move, a skill that most people don't quite understand. Such things allow boxers to maintain and prolong their careers, as well as display effective aggression. Some things that Molina could actually incorporate into his fight game. Imagine Molina winding up for the hit and actually connecting. Not only connecting, but being able to utilize his footwork and possibly landing a few more overhand rights while he steps over. That would be a sight, and one that the judges would surely not miss. Okay, so some thoughts on the fight. Areas of potential improvement for Terence Crawford. Well, he was cautious, and rightfully so. Remember Mickey Bay? Well, Mickey Bay remembers Molina. Remembers him taking away an opportunity that was right in front of him. Bud Crawford ranked a lot higher than Mickey Bay. However, champions must be cautious, and he was rightfully so to be. He timed it right and put Molina down to close the show. Molina, being the warrior he was, had to be put down by Terence Crawford. Without Terence Crawford's continued approach, the fight may not have been stopped that early, albeit it was the 8th round. Thoughts on how Molina can improve. Molina, the Gladiator, needs to vary his punches. A few fights ago, he mentioned that he had a limited amateur background and was still learning. Well, if that's the case, then he did say he was developing, and he develops as he's going on. But man, you need to learn how to throw some straight punches. Imagine John throwing with all that force in a straight punch, especially at this time. It reminds me of Marcos Maidana impressing us in Golden Boy's Knockout Kings. That was impressive. Talk about veterans learning new tricks. Old dogs? I think not. I think Molina does have some fight left in him. Not exactly sure what those trunks were about tonight. The Joker? I'd say forget those funny veteran tactics by Mr. Salido. Against high quality opponents, especially high quality champions, come in shape and leave the jokes at the door. Now, I thought Molina was a serious man, a gladiator. If he ever referred to himself as a November man, it is December. His corner believes in him. That's great. Sometimes your corner can be your worst enemy. He took way too many clean punches and needs to learn to hold his hands up like Winky Wright or move his head. As far as where Terence Crawford goes from here, the thought of him moving up to fight Errol Spence Jr., it's a little bit ridiculous. At this time, as much as I wouldn't think Top Rank would do it, Vasily Lomachenko may be the better matchup. But in all honesty, I'm not sure I want to see either of those fights right now. Terence Crawford has some work to do in his division still. When he decides to naturally move up, or if other people decide to join him at that weight, we'll see it then. The bigger people get, the potentially harder those punches might come down. Usually you don't notice those things as much until you get about 160, 165 and up, but still, we're talking smaller guys here moving up, and I'm not sure I'm for that. Lomachenko's heights listed on Google around 1.7 meters, Terence Crawford 1.73, Errol Spence Jr. 1.75. Not much different in height according to what they rate, but when you see people stand face to face like Andre Ward, Sergio Kovalev, that's kind of what you see. Difference by the eye test, a phrase Max Kellerman likes to use quite often. Well, Terence Crawford is displaying a lot of hard work and dedication. So, tonight we get a chance to see someone who's showing signs of looking like a marvelous Marvin Hagler. It's a great sign to say at the least. Boxing needs more of this, more of him. Till then, Dread Talk Boxing. For live round by round scoring and more, follow at DreadTalkBoxing. Backing music and instrumentals provided by cicatrixmusic@gmail.com.